Whenever we see people in the news, I think it's important to understand more than just their names and faces, but the real story behind these people. And so today I'm going to talk about the 23 pro-life protesters who were pardoned by Donald Trump yesterday. I've actually met 3 of these protesters, and I'll talk about just a few of them, not all 23. I'd like to set out that I actually don't think blocking clinics is the best way to save babies' lives. I think there's proven research showing that when you stand outside an abortion clinic offering resources to women, including free ultrasounds and financial resources, connections to the medical care that they need, that is actually proven to save way more lives than blocking the doors of clinics. However, I think these pardons were absolutely the right thing to do. These people are standing outside clinics in order to save lives, so they have the right motivation, even if it's not the best method to do it. Let's get into meeting some of these people. First of all, the family that I know, the Zastros, Cal, Eva, and James Zastro, they have traveled across the nation working on pro-life campaigns, standing outside clinics. They often pray and sing outside clinics. They're not commonly actually blocking the doors, although they did it in this instance. But this is a family whose entire lives are dedicated to saving children across America. Joan Bell is another one of these pardoned pro-life protesters. She has actually spent a total of about 6 years in jail across her life and been arrested about 200 times for standing in front of abortion clinics and blocking the doors. You can watch a documentary about her on YouTube. She's known as a pro-life grandma whose entire life has been dedicated to stopping abortions, and she successfully stopped a number of them and given a lot of help to women and mothers in need. Here we have Eva Edel, who I think is one of the most interesting protesters who was pardoned. She actually survived the Holocaust. She was in a Nazi concentration camp. Eva Zastro is named after Eva Edel, and you see her here with a baby that she helped save. Lots of stories out there about her. I'd really encourage you to read about her life, going from a concentration camp to then willingly going to prison for trying to save the lives of children. Then we have Bevelyn Williams. She's been all over the news. Her husband's been posting about going and getting her out of jail when she was released yesterday. Her story is very interesting because she is actually a post-abortive woman. She had either 2 or 3 abortions prior to having the children she has right now with her husband. She experienced a lot of abortion regret and stands in front of clinics to persuade other women to not make the mistakes she made. So she has used her past for good and really tried to prevent other women from experiencing this tragedy. And finally, the last one I want to introduce you to is Heather Idoni. Her story is also very interesting. You hear a lot of pro-abortion people say that pro-lifers should adopt children to prove that we're willing to take the children whose mothers don't believe they're able to raise them. Well, Heather has done just that. Not only did she and her husband have 5 of their own sons, they adopted 10 more boys from Ukraine. From orphanages who really needed a home here in America. So she absolutely lives what she preaches, and these are the people I wanted to introduce you to so that you know these people who were pardoned by President Trump yesterday. They're not just names and faces, they're real stories, people who deeply believe in saving children and are willing to go to jail to do it. I think it's very right that President Trump has taken them out of jail and set them free again so they can continue their life-saving work. I also think when we look at the FACE Act, the federal law that was used to prosecute all these pro-lifers, it is actually a very discriminatory law that should be overturned as unconstitutional. It's designed to stop people from blocking access to medical facilities. First of all, I don't think abortion clinics should be classified as medical facilities to begin with. You obviously shouldn't be blocking people's access to a hospital. That's what the FACE Act should be designed to prevent. But the real discriminatory piece of this is that it's never been used to charge anyone who's blocked a pregnancy center, which also helps women with medical and health care. So even when someone here in Colorado burned down one of the one of the pregnancy centers here, which is the ultimate way to block someone from accessing a healthcare center, they were not charged with violation of the FACE Act. And you can see example after example across the nation where the FACE Act is used discriminatorily against pro-life protesters, but never against protesters supporting abortion. So in application, the FACE Act has become very discriminatory, yet another good reason for President Trump to issue these pardons yesterday.